I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract that's going to charge him $25,000 to do his lot. Yeah. I think you have emergency powers just like I do, and I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them. Well, yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon.
Mr. President.
We think within a week.
That's a long time, a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of their house. They want to go to work, and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most important thing is for people to be safe.
They're safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're not safe now. They're going to be much safer. A week is actually a long time, the way I look at it. I watched hundreds of people standing in front of their lots, and they're not allowed to go in. It's all burned. It's gone. It's done. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going to burn anymore. There's nothing to burn. There's almost nothing to burn. And they want to go in. The people are all over the place. They're standing, and I say, why aren't you going in? We're trying to get a permit, and the permit's going to take them. Everybody said 18 months. You said 18 months. You said 18 months.
And then after that, you're able to just go right in.
But why can't I just go now?
That's just my order, sir.
How long is the orange pass thing?
I got told, I'm not sure if there's an expiration date or anything.
No, but there's a line.
I fully understand that, sir, but there's rules and protocols we got to follow.
So it's January 27th?
Yes, sir.
I haven't been able to get to my house.
Yes, sir.
For 20 days.
I fully understand that.
And it's That's right down insane. There. It's about 1 minute over there.
Yes, sir.
And here's my address.
Yeah, I fully understand that.
So you want me to go wait in line for 2 hours?
Sir,
that's what they're told. That's what we're told to advise, sir. You have to go down to where he's telling you, to zone 3, and then you get the pass. Once you get the pass, you're able to come up.
But there's like a mile wait to get into zone 3.
I understand, because there's all the people that are trying to get the passes. But that's what in order for you to get by, past this checkpoint, you need to get that pass.
Right, but President Trump and Mayor Bass said that we could go.
Trust me, I understand. I'm just telling you what we were advised by our command post. They're telling you the same thing. They were advised by
I'm
their
not giving you guys a hard time.
No, I know.
I appreciate your service.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And we greatly appreciate it. But that's unfortunately one of the things that you have to do.
Okay.
Is go get a pass.
So I'm back, and it's now January 27th at 9:50 in the morning. And I have to go wait in a multi-hour, probably 5-hour line to get a pass to go to my house.
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Thank you for your service.
I wish you the best, okay?
Thank you.
5-hour line.
The house is about 1 minute ahead.
A 5-hour line just to get to your house. That's 1 minute in front of you. That's ridiculous. That's honestly ridiculous. It makes you wonder a lot. What are they hiding? Last week, you seen Trump ended Karen Bass and told her that she's not utilizing all her resources, called her out live on air. She tried to get all catty to go back and forth and say that she was. This right here proves that that's not the case. They have to go get the orange pass. I'm assuming it's something to do with Donald Trump. I don't know. I can't confirm that. Only reason why I said it is because it's orange pass, right? Has to be some level of intention behind that. Somebody let me know. I'm completely ignorant to that. But anyhow, Colin Rugg posted this, and he added to it that obviously last week Karen Bass fought President Trump after he blasted her for making it impossible for LA residents to access their property, which is ridiculous. I do understand when you talk about like toxic waste and things of that nature. However, if you have the American people there willing and able to speed this process up, what is preventing that? And this week you have a LA resident who hasn't seen his property for 3 weeks, and he's turned down and forced to get an orange pass so he can maybe, not guaranteed, maybe see his home. And this is amidst the incompetence of Gavin Newsom, the Karen Basses and things of that nature, for their incompetence with handling the wildfires, redirecting the water to protect fish, certain fish, or two particular species, something like that. Anyhow, Wall Street Apes posted just days ago, Donald Trump exposed that California Governor Gavin Newsom has been purposely withholding water from California farmland. The land is some of the best land for farming in our entire country. Trump just sent the military to turn the water back on. Now, this was posted yesterday at 8:12 p.m. So I'm assuming it was somewhere within that time frame that he initiated this protocol. But it says he wrote, Donald Trump, that is, the United States military just entered the great state of California and under emergency powers turned on the water flowing abundantly from the Pacific Northwest and beyond. The days of putting a fake environmental argument over the people are over. Enjoy the water, California. Now, we know Donald Trump has been proven since he's been in the office for a week and a day now. He's proven the incompetence of the previous administration and also the senators and mayors that be, as we talk about California specifically. Now, I don't know if this is actually, if they are already enacting this or if this is a plan that's being initiated within a certain time frame. And I'll tell you why in just a second. Newsom needs to resign. Somebody says he ain't effing around. And we know this picture right here is the new meme. This is a meme that Trump shared, an AI meme that Trump shared of himself with the letters FAFO, which means F around and find out. We know that that has been Trump's mantra since he's been in office. Wow, Trump is moving so fast with his agenda. Trump is for the people, even the commies of Cali. If this doesn't make you want to support him even a little bit, then you have a whole slew of other issues. The most important thing is, I know we all celebrate Donald Trump and we give him a lot of praise, deservingly so for what he contributes. However, yeah, man, these are the issues that should unite all of us regardless. Regardless of what side you on, left, right, middle, upper left, lower right, you know, I mean, yeah, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? This should be, when Trump does these should be things that unite us. But for whatever reason, it just continues to divide. How true this is, according to MSN, they're doing some fact checking today. It says Trump says military turned on the water in California. State official says it's false. Now, this is the article that actually just came out 8 minutes ago.
I appreciate the governor coming out and meeting me, Kevin. Very much, and we'll be talking a little bit. We want to get it fixed. We want to get the problem fixed, and there'll be some ways, but it's like you got hit by a bomb, right?
Yeah.
Like you got hit by a bomb. Would you like to say something?
Most importantly, thank you for being here. It means a great deal to all of us, not just the folks in Palisades, the folks in Altadena that were devastated. We're going to need your support. We're going to need your help. You were there for us during COVID. I don't forget that. And I have all the expectations that we'll be able to work together to get this speedy recovery.
I bet you do. All right, so let's go ahead and continue to this article real quick. It says California officials said late Monday that the U.S. military did not enter the state and release a large flow of water, as President Donald Trump had earlier claimed in the latest back and forth between Trump and the state over water resources. Trump, who had visited fire-ravaged parts of Los Angeles last week, wrote Monday night on Truth Social that, quote, the United States military just entered the great state of California and, under emergency powers, turned on the water flowing abundantly from the Pacific Northwest and beyond. The days of putting a fake environmental argument over people are over. He said, enjoy the water, California. Now, as we continue, it says the California Department of Water Resources soon shot back saying, quote, the military did not enter California. Instead, the agency said the federal government restricted federal water pumps after they were offline for maintenance for 3 days, adding state water supplies in California remain plentiful. If that's the case, okay. The exchange comes after Trump toured areas. If that's the case, then how can you so boldly sit here and say that water is plentiful right after we admit that disaster that y'all just experienced and knowing the damage could have been minimized even to some smaller degree, and to sit there and say that like that. Anyhow, the exchange comes after Trump toured areas scorched by the blazes on Friday and signed an executive order that tasked federal officials with delivering more water and other resources to Southern California, even if it means overriding the state local officials. So they're saying that The military hasn't entered just yet. And I think that that's why I asked you guys. I made the statement earlier that I don't know if this is something that is going to happen in a certain time frame or if it's something that is implemented right now. Obviously, I'm assuming you just got the plan and put it in order, gave them the go. So at some point it's going to be initiated. However, saying that the water is already flowing, if it's not, I don't know. It's a midnight miracle for the East Coasters, says Sean. I don't know how he says, Fouchit. Yeah, y'all go ahead and let me know how horrible a job I just messed that name up. Trump just turned on the water for California. Let it flow, baby. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for praying, everyone.
Woo! We're a little pumped here in California. Look what Trump just did. The United States military entered the great state of California under emergency powers, turned on the water. Guys, we've been waiting for this. We've been praying for this. The days of putting a fake environmental argument over the people are over. It is a midnight miracle, guys. This is amazing. Thank you.
That's what's up, man. So we see people in the comments with Trump holding the water hose. They were all laughing, but this will get things done is the sentiment right here. Trump is the man who's been able to get things done. We have other tweets like, thank you, Jesus, hallelujah, congratulations, Cali. East Coasters, why are you possibly that stupid to think moron Trump just turned on some effing faucet? Oh, wow. That's what it's called. That's that man's name, faucet. Okay. Yeah, y'all go ahead and shoot me out in the comments. Turn on some effing faucet in California and magically fix 150 years of water issues. I fail to believe that anyone could be that ignorant and just plain dumb. So, got some pushback on that. We read the article prior to what prior to this on what MSN was reporting. I've had my coast mixed up this whole time. Somebody said, military has been in Cali and the water wasn't turned on through any of the last several administrations. I'm glad we finally got it done. So whether it's on, whether it's not, I'm getting reports one way, reports the other way. However, we're going to get a laugh out of Gavin Newsom today. This is Vincent Oshana. This is Gavin Newsom's interviews be like.
Governor Newsom, wildfires have destroyed millions of acres of the state, displaced countless amounts of family. Do you take responsibility for any of this, and is there anything more you think you could have done?
Not really. I think these fires were very devastating. I think the full scope of what actually has happened, we're not there yet. Okay, these people's houses are just destroyed. People are suffering. People are sad. But we're
Disclaimer: what happened to the people in California is not funny. We're just having a good laugh to keep them crying. Just want to make sure I point that out.
Californians, we're going to push through. We're going to push through. And where we're going, the vision is 10 times bigger than anybody else can even imagine.
Former President Trump has recently criticized your leadership, saying that you failed California. What's your response to him, and what does the future of California look like?
To be honest with you, I try to block that rhetoric, because the words that come out of his mouth, all the words out of his lips, they don't mean anything to me. He needs to use these more, because the future of California is bright. It's so bright. When you really try to look at it, really, really look at how bright it is, you're going to need shades to live in California 24 hours a day.
Critics are saying that you're all hand gestures and no action. What's your response to that?
I think people are wrong. Okay, they need to wake up. I speak with passion. I speak with fire, no pun intended. And I feel if I use my hands a lot, people won't be focused on the lies that are coming out of my mouth, because I lie a lot. So I want to distract them with my hands.
Interesting. Wait.
What?
Where'd my gum go?
To be honest with you, I have no idea. Would you look at that? You know what? This gum is just like California. It's sticky, it's resilient, and it'll bounce back.
You're a scumbag.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But that is exactly how Gavin Newsom be. He's definitely somebody who's real, I can say he's fidgety. He's lightly animated. And I think that they captured his essence perfect. You see Common Sense Custodian say, LOL, Vin is the future. VT, somebody else added. Love your work, keep it up. not the slaps in the lips. Oh my gosh, he definitely took way too many slaps on the lips. The point being that Gavin Newsom is always trying to do things to distract us. But we are keeping our focus. Wall Street Apes reposted this from James Lee, and it says Gavin Newsom is taking campaign money from energy companies consistently responsible for wildfires and then passing laws shielding them from liabilities. Gavin Newsom even made sure he made sure his close friends and lobbyists got paid while victims got nothing. Scumbag behavior.
So it looks like utility companies are responsible for starting most of the wildfires in California. And it looks like that was the case again in the recent Eden fires in LA. So guess what Gavin Newsom did when he became governor of California?
What's that?
He passes a law shielding utility companies from wildfire liability. And here is all of the tea.
We are now at 27 lives lost in those devastating wildfires.
We saw an apartment building engulfed in flames. I saw the fire engine pull up this afternoon, a fire captain have one of his firefighters attach a hose to a hydrant, and that hose didn't fill up.
The high school caught fire, homes burning on either side, and that fire over the last few hours look at the dust. It's dust right now.
Pacific Gas and Electric Company, PG&E, California's largest utility company, is responsible for igniting tens, if not hundreds of fires. And in 2018, their neglected equipment sparked the Camp Fire, the deadliest wildfire in the state's history. 85 lives lost, the town of Paradise reduced to ash, and over 30,000 residents displaced. And what did Gavin Newsom do? Well, during his 2018 campaign for governor, Newsom took $208,000 in donations from PG&E. And when asked by reporters how he could possibly hold PG&E accountable given their financial support of his campaign, Newsom dismissed the question as, quote-unquote, strange.
PG&E was convicted of 6 federal felonies in 2016. After that, you took more than $200,000 to help get elected. How should people trust you to be running the show to come up with the solution?
I wish you luck with whatever you're working on, but that's a strange question.
Is it that strange of a question? And
No.
when pressed on whether he would return the money, he said unequivocally, no.
Have you reconsidered giving the money back to PG&E that they contributed to your campaign?
No, my actions, if the suggestion is somehow contributions have changed actions, look what I just passed, look what I just signed.
You see, there's the deflected right there, trying to distract you. That's what we just seen in that parody clip just a second ago. But they always tell you to follow the money.
Was referring to AB 1054, a bill he signed into law in 2019 that looked like he was holding PG&E accountable, but in reality, the bill gave PG&E everything they wanted. The legislation introduced what they call safety certificates, except these safety certificates didn't actually require utility companies like PG&E to make their equipment safer, only to have a plan to make it safer. The law also allowed PG&E to tap into a $21 billion state insurance fund, half paid for by taxpayers, while shielding the company's shareholders from liability for fires their negligence caused. You see, he's correct because on the surface, it appeared that he's introduced an additional safety mechanism here in these safety certificates. But in reality, he's actually making things easier for the utility companies. Former members of the California Public Utilities Commission, the body responsible for granting these safety certificates, have alleged that Newsom's administration pressured them to rubber stamp approvals. One commissioner revealed that the decisions were micromanaged by Newsom's office with clear signals to greenlight certifications regardless of the utility's
actual
improvements.
Governor Newsom's office was micromanaging the PUC?
Yes. Yes. Anything that we sent out, anything that we produced publicly had to go through the governor's office.
As for the victims of PG&E's negligence, Newsom worked a deal where they would be paid in part with PG&E stock instead of a cash restitution. Predictably, the stock plummeted, leaving them billions short of what they were owed. Meanwhile, PG&E's creditors, including clients of Newsom's close friend and lobbyist Jason Kinney, were paid in full. And if the name Jason Kinney sounds familiar, it should. He was the host of Newsom's now infamous French Laundry dinner during the pandemic, If you remember, while Californians were under strict COVID lockdown,
When he didn't have his mask.
Newsom dined maskless at a $350 a plate restaurant with Kinney, a PG&E lobbyist. That's Gavin Newsom in a nutshell.
He is going to overlook the basics of what we need in our state to cover.
Because they paying that man. He giving them everything they need because they giving that man that bread. And on top of that, he ripping it off from the American people.
For whoever he has made a deal with, and we are going to be sacrificed for that.
Governor, PG&E on its most recent earnings call said that it was going to go back to paying a dividend later this year. Meantime, the 70,000 wildfire victims are still waiting on their payments. They're being told not to expect to be paid in full. I'm curious to know whether you think that's fair and why, but more importantly, after your administration said that the state should ensure fire victims are treated fairly and fully.
Visibly uncomfortable. Y'all can see it.
Not to expect to be paid in full. I'm curious to know whether you think that's fair and why, but more importantly, after your administration said that the state should ensure fire victims are treated fairly and fully compensated, is there anything, what do you plan to do to try to get those victims to 100% of what they're owed?
Well, we're here talking about the pending looming fire that's in front of us, and I appreciate the question on
Deflect.
That's well established territory in terms of the comments we've made and the work we did collectively, not only as administration in partnership with the legislature. I don't know about the dividends call at PG&E, and I'll have to get back to you on that.
Why is it fair that they pay their shareholders but not their victims?
I'm sorry.
He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. You see it on his face. When you bring it up, he's like, oh God, this again. And how many people in California have been affected by this?
Honestly, man. So you're sitting there, not redirected funds, taking money from this company who's also, this campaign company, this energy company, who's donating to your campaign. And you then have an opportunity to hold them accountable for their wrongdoing and their corruption. You sit there, lie, deflect, and do everything in between. But, you know what I'm saying, you got paid. You made sure you got your bread, though. If y'all learned anything, Dan Bongino said, follow the money. After this video, people are calling for him to resign. Somebody said the cool part is how the elections, I can't say that part. Gavin Newsom needs to step down and let the real leaders save California. What a effing scumbag. However, is anyone really surprised? If I'm being completely honest with you, no. Gavin Newsom, Karen Base, they need to resign.